Beanie! Shut it off! Shut it off! I thought we were working today. We taking a break? Alright, Daddy's gonna take a break too. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Big Apple Ranch. And welcome to the new range. This is the new setup. I had that set up over there. You ever build a range and then decide it really sucks? Well, I did. So I had to move it over here and I had to make it a little bigger, a little longer, a little bit more legit. So we're out here on the range today. Me and Christy. We've been working on it my whole days off. Me, Christy, my brother, and my wife. Got a lot of work done, so I'm excited to show you guys. Stick around and let's go check it out. Intro. Alright guys, so here's that shooting bench. It's a right-hander. I want to make a left-hander this year. My wife's left-handed. I've seen some guys make both too, where there's a seat on both sides and it's a little bit wider. I might just go that route, but here are these buckets. That golden one is the one that I use to throw spent brass in for now. That's a bucket full of targets and paint and everything else you might need out here. I've got a staple gun and all that in there. But starting here, this is the pistol range. This is a 20-yard marker, all based off of that silhouette. So here's the 20-yard marker off the silhouette. There's a 10 and a 7-yard off the silhouette. To the left of the silhouette, I've got Christy's little self-healing prairie dog spinner target. To the left of that, we got a dueling tree, which is always fun. To the right of the silhouette, I've got just a little AR-500 spinner target, and to the right of that, I've got a homemade hanging plate rack. These are the same targets I had on my last range, but they're set up a little better. You see, I've actually got a back stop for the bullets now, and it'll work out pretty good. Up here, I've got my throwing target that I built out of a log with a bunch of these nails in it. See, I made these nails. All they are is like railroad spikes with a point. I just sanded the point down to make it a point. And I like throwing them. Let's see if I can let's see if I can hit this one-handed on camera. Yeah. So that's always fun to come out here. I've got a little tomahawk and I've got some throwing knives and stuff like that. Now out this direction, this is what you'll see when you're shooting. This is the bench here. I'm gonna sit down on the bench and see how far I can zoom in to show you guys. I've got a 50-yard target that's first. I made the 50-yard target strictly because I've got a PS90. That's where I want to sight it in at. It's not that good for anything beyond that to me. I've got 100, 150, 200, 225, and then we lose visibility because there's a hill there, but we gain visibility back at 350 yards, 400 yards, and then my max shot is 456 yards. I'm not sure if you can see it here. I'm going to take a ride down there here in a minute, but there's a yellow gong out there. It's not really a gong, it's some scrap metal I found, but there's a yellow target out there at 456 yards. So let's go take a quick ride. I'm telling you guys, I bought this four-wheeler for Christy last year. It's the best purchase I ever made. She loves the thing. Can't hardly get her off of it, but there she goes. Here's the 50-yard target here. This is just a 6-inch AR-500 plate. You see, I marked all the distances too. It's just something I wanted to do. So it's just a T-post with a wooden plank that I painted 50 yards on. And that right there is just, what's that? This is 50 yards.
55 yards?
50 yards.
Oh, so why do you 5 on it?
50. 50. If it was 55, it would be 55. right? So it's 50 yards. 50-yard target. Here at 100 yards, I've got two targets. I've got this paper target holder that I made out of 2-inch PVC with some 2x2s sticking up out of the ground. And this is just plastic. I figured I'd staple targets to the plastic until the plastic gets wore out. But that's for sighting in. I sight almost all my rifles in at 100. And I've got a gong here. This is 100 yards. Here's my 150-yard marker. Now I don't have too many rifle targets, so I've got a target at 50, I've got a target at 100, and then that's it until 400 yards, I believe. I've got another silhouette on order. I'll put here at 150, and I'm gonna make next days off. I'll probably make a few more of those paper target holders, but for right now, I don't have that much steel. Here's my 200-yard marker, and then you see we start going downhill. And here's my 225. So at the 225, I could just barely see it at about waist level, maybe a little less. So I could hang a gong here and that'd be fine, a paper target here and that'd be fine. Anything beyond this gets taken up by the hill. I can't see it up until you come down here, up until 350 yards. Just right here. I got my 350-yard marker, no target there yet. But you come out to 400 and that's where my next target is. This is just mild steel. It's about a 2-foot by 2-foot plate, but it was real heavy and about a 3/8 inch thick. And I thought for some reason it would be able to take a rifle blast, but I had it at 170 yards on my last range. And let's see if you can see here. Obviously it cannot take a rifle shot, but now it's at 400, so I'm gonna be testing that out and see if I still blow through it this far away. 456 is the big dog. This is as far out as I could get on my property in this setup, this configuration. And here is my gong. It's pretty thick. I'm sure it's mild steel, but 1.5 inches thick. I'm not sure I'm just gonna blow through it. I think I'll probably divot it, but out this far, I don't really care if it's got divots and all that. So, and then here, this is just some old telephone poles with 6 T-posts to hold them up. And it works out pretty good for now. Now in the future, like I said, I'm gonna come off at an angle like this, build some sides like that. I'm gonna throw some tires down, and I'm gonna bring in some dirt and throw the dirt up on top of the tires, and there will be a backstop. This target is 456 yards. See, it goes in order, look. 4, 5, 6. Just like counting, right?
Yep.
Alright guys, we're back here at the bench, and I've got my Ruger Precision Rifle Gen 2 6.5 Creedmoor here. It's got a Viper PST 5-25 Gen 2 first focal plane optic on it. I've got the Vortex sight level on it. I've got the Vortex PRT, I think, scope rings, Harris bipod, some Vortex scope covers. This is a nice rifle. This rifle scope combination is by far the most expensive setup in my safe. It's by far my favorite setup in the safe. It's a good rifle, it's accurate, and it's the only rifle I could think to pull out for my first shot on the new range. You guys are going to be here, you're going to see the first shots on the new range. I don't have a shot cam yet, so I can't have a camera down at the target to show you my hits, but we can take a ride afterwards. I'm going to take a few shots at the 100, even though I know this is a tack driver. I'm just going to make sure we're still on. I haven't shot this gun in a couple of months. I'm going to move it out and try to hit the 400 yard, and then I'm going to move it all the way out, max distance 456, and try to ring that a few times. We'll take a ride. We'll see how we're doing. The ammo I'm shooting today, Hornady American Gunner 140 grain, 6.5 Creedmoor. This is what I sighted it in with. It does really good. It's sub MOA groups factory ammo, so I can't complain. I haven't started reloading for the 6.5 yet, so I'm sure it could get better, but this is what I got for now. So I'm gonna get set up over here, get some ears on. Beanie, you need your ears on?
Huh?
You need your ears on? Earmuffs, right?
Yeah.
We always wear earmuffs when we shoot? Yes, sir. Alrighty, let's get set up. It's pretty good. First shot, 400 yards. When the dog knocks over your camera and clocks you in the head. Well, everything looks all right. Hopefully the camera's okay. That's a ringer, boys. Safety's on, bolts open. Let's go check out the hits. All right, looks like I've got a few hits on this first target. And are they penetrating? No. Hey, look at that. 400 yards is all it needed to protect itself. I mean, it's got divots. That's fresh, that's fresh, that's fresh, that's fresh. 4 fresh divots. But no holes. It definitely, holy cow, look at that backside. Look at that dimple. I mean, this is not meant to be shot at, but it's so far away that it ain't gonna hurt nobody or nothing, especially not with the 6.5. But what I really want to see is how this other target held up, because it's not hardened steel either. It's not really a gong. It's just some metal I got. I want to see how bad this 6.5 dimples it. Oh yeah, it dimples it, that's for sure. I've got 4 clean hits here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 at 500 or 456 yards. I did have one flyer though. There's always that one flyer in there. Let's go back up to the bench. Well guys, that's it for me today. Thanks for checking out the new range. Thanks for being here when I pulled the trigger on the first shot on the new range. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below, and I'm out.